Why is it so hard to stick to a decision? And I got asked that question recently from one of the clients. And I want you to hear this. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to make a decision and how difficult it can be to keep that decision? Yeah, and for example, is I'm leaving the relationship, I'm starting a new business, or I'm leaving the job what you're working on, or I am changing my life. And you will say this to me too, this time is different. And for the moment, you absolutely believe it without a shadow of a doubt until something happens. And then fear comes in, the doubt comes in, knocks in and goes, hello there. Someone's opinion. You ask your family member who doesn't even run a business ever, and you ask them, what do you think about this business decision? They never done business. And what you had for certainty yesterday completely disappears then. And most people think because they lack the willpower. I don't believe so that it's a lack power. Again, depending on every person. But maybe this will going to help you. I do believe that every decision asks for one question. Who has to die within you for this new version of you to exist? Think about that. Or maybe we can call it upgrading it, yeah? Because every meaningful decision isn't simply about changing what are you going to do. It's about changing who you believe yourself to be. And if you spend 30 years believing you're the one who keeps everyone happy, yeah, then saying no isn't difficult because it's the wrong decision. It's difficult because it threatens the identity you have spent for, let's go say, 30 years standing by it. So if you believe you're not worthy of a success, then receiving more money doesn't just challenge your bank account. Yeah, it doesn't just challenge that. It challenges your sense of yourself. So the mind will always fight to preserve the identity that it only knows, even when that identity creates suffering. Yeah? Because the unconscious mind, what's familiar feels safer than what's possible. And that's why people will come up and say to me, I'm wobbling. Not because they made the wrong decision, because the old identity is negotiating for its survival. Yeah, it's missing the oxygen. So the question isn't, can I stick to my decision? The question what I want you to ask yourself is this: are you willing to let go of the person who can no longer come with you into the future? Because every new life requires an old identity to absolutely end. And once you understand this, you will stop making your fear mean you're on the wrong path. Yeah? Because sometimes your fear is simply the evidence that you're no longer willing to live inside of yesterday's story. And let that land in.